Experts in the energy sector are speaking out against proposals for coal power plants in order to fulfill the increasing demand for energy in the country in the coming years. This comes in the wake of a warning from engineers that if the Sampur coal power plant is not built, the country will face power cuts in 2018.
Engineers at the Ceylon Electricity Board have proposed the construction of coal-fired power plants, including the Sampur power plant, in order to meet the demand for energy in the country, which is increasing daily. The Sampur power plant, which is expected to supply 1,000 megawatts to the national grid, is to be constructed in two phases of two 500-megawatt power stations. While the first phase of the power plant was to be completed by 2018, construction has been stalled at present. Against this backdrop, electrical engineers warn that an energy shortage could arise in 2018 and that this could lead to widespread power cuts.
This is the very unfortunate thing for Sri Lanka. We have this knowledge, we have those facilities, but we don't apply them. We are waiting till somebody comes and unloads some load of junk on us, instead of looking at the resources that we have, looking at our intellectual resource that we have. And in that way, I think the comments by the institutional engineers is very worrisome, because they should have looked at all these alternatives in much wider forum than what happened, and should have come up with answers, harnessing the expertise that they control through their membership, so that we charter a much better future, not dependent on outside parties and not dependent on any dirty fuels, which is possible for us. These plans are already being formulated, although CEB seems to go counter to the national policies, but those things are possible, and that's the way we need to go.
What I'd like to say is that to set up a coal power plant, it takes minimum 6 years. So even if we decide that we want to go ahead with the project, it will be 2022 or 2023 when the power plant will become operational. How this is going to solve impending blackouts in 2018 is something I cannot understand. On the other hand, if we go for other technologies which can generate power, such as solar or wind, or even liquefied natural gas or natural gas based power systems, these things can be done much faster. For example, LNG power plant along with the terminals can be built between 24 to 30 months. Coal is a pretty old technology, it's about 150 years old. As engineers, what we should look at is how do we do something new? How do we use newer power sources, newer methodologies and technologies to generate power? We don't need engineers to come and say, you know, what worked in 150 years old is still the only way to go forward.
Coal power has no future because for two reasons for us. Sri Lanka, we don't have coal mines. So any construction regarding coal power is of no use, because we need to import more and more coal power in the future as well, as we are witnessing real corrupt issues in current days regarding the coal supply and the quality of the coal power plant in Puttalam. The current Sri Lankan program is to get rid of coal power, which has another issue which linked with climate change, which creates number of the natural disasters.
While engineers continue to keep faith in coal power plants, as per the government's stated policy, Sri Lanka should adopt 100% renewable energy by 2030.
At the international level, the United Nations and the global community, they do not believe that coal power has a future. Coal power has only a past. The future belongs to renewable energy and, to a certain extent, as an intermediate solution, natural gas, which is less harmful to the environment. So this implies that we are getting ready for the future, and those who propose coal power plants, which creates number of issues, is just to go ahead with the past, not to think of the future and march towards the future. So in this case, the government policy is in line with the worldwide trends, and it is in line with the less expensive options, which is in line with the environmental friendly options, and which can cater to the increase in demand.
A mafia of engineers who have made a very profitable business out of power generation has been operating in the Ceylon Electricity Board for a very long time. They indirectly hold political hostages. They employ various strategies for this purpose. This is something that has been happening in the power generation process for several years. We can see that this mafia of officials has issued statements on the weekend English newspapers centered around the questions of coal. They claim that this could lead to widespread power cuts in Sri Lanka. State officials have been making attempts in this way to get the coal tender passed. This is the fear and threat they use to lead the cabinet, the president and the prime minister astray and pave the road for this corrupt coal tender to pass. Politicians in this country need not fall prey to a group of officials who are attempting to strengthen their position by circumventing government policy.
ගොදුරු බවට මෙරටේ දේශපාලඥයන් පත්වී